Yo guys, what is up? Welcome back to the new video. I'm the Casual Racing Gamer, and after taking like a month off of sim racing, I am back. Life takes over, things get busy. When you got a family, you got kids, sometimes you just don't have the time, to race all the time. So we are going to Watkins Glen. This is with the Hyundai IONIQ 5. So the big thing, we're going with Daily Race A. A cool thing that I find about this is, no matter what your driver rating is, they mix you because just Daily Race A just usually isn't as crowded and as people just aren't racing it as much. So you get put into a lobby with a bunch of different driver ratings. So here we go, standing start. And, going into turn one in a situation like this, you never know what's going to happen. Obviously, you gotta hope for the best, expect the worst. And obviously, the worst starts from turn one, getting smashed from behind into P1. P1 spins out. I was able to keep control of my car. Now, obviously, P1 is probably like thinking that I ran into him, right? Thinking I just misjudged it, but it was me getting hit from behind. But I think when you hit Daily Race A, like I said, you have to expect this stuff. So even me getting hit from behind wasn't unexpected. Like I said, you have to hope for the best, expect the worst. The worst happened. I got hit, but I was able to stay on track. So now it's like, okay, just trying to judge how can we stay alive? How can we survive? The car itself in this race for me is you have to really brake early. You really have to slow the car down, and you really have to be able to control the car. But while you're worrying about all of that, you have to worry about all the cars around you. So, focusing around that is always going to be trouble. Here's a car, coming on the inside. That was actually A Junior was started in P1, and he's already back to first. So obviously he wasn't in too much trouble, I guess. He's in second place actually. So obviously A+ driver had no problem getting back to the front. So that was good to see that. So we're driving here in P4, coming back to turn one. Car on the inside. We're gonna have to stay to the outside, give him room on the inside. Gonna slow down, make sure we don't slam each other. Again, this is a great race for you higher drivers. If you're a driver, rated with a B or an A, hop into races like this, and it will help you helps you learn how to defend against bad drivers, which is part of racing, which is good to always learn. And sometimes when we get coming in here, let's see if I can survive this one right here, coming into this chicane. Both cars ramming each other in the front. My job is just to stay back here. Let me see where I got to move on, and then I just get hit from behind. I was racing, judging the cars in front of me, so it was hard for me to really, play against the cars behind me. And then my car everything was damaged right now, so hard to control. But as I was saying, as a higher driver rating, these races are great to hop into because it really helps you. It gets you back to basics and how to defend, and also how to avoid collisions, how to avoid wrecks, how to drive with a bunch of crazy different drivers. As you move up in rankings, and like higher Bs, higher, get to As and things like that, there's not much craziness. You obviously have your bad drivers, you have your constant mistakes is going to happen, but you don't really have you kind of lose the inexperienced drivers when you get up to those higher driver lobbies. So to me, this is fun. Actually, it's actually kind of fun going back to these different races where you can still race against lower rated drivers, because some of them are good actually. Like some of them can overtake you, some of them can still be faster than you, and they're just just a matter of time before they move up. But it's fun watching. And here we move up. We're able to pull up to P8 again. But sometimes it's just fun watching these other cars go at it, and it's always more fun to watch when you're behind, because again, it's all about avoidance and avoiding collisions. So for me, when I see cars going at it in front, I know a lot of people probably try to go at it and try to make a pass and pass everyone, but for me, I kind of just stay back. I kind of watch what's happening and just kind of keep my distance when I see cars not racing, and here I just get bumped from behind a little bit there. And back into P8, he runs wide. I'm able to take it back to P7. But it's fun to watch these other cars and the way they drive from behind them. And sometimes you just need to be calm. You need to be chill. This was a 6-lap race, so not a rush. And again, the reason why Daily Race, I have an issue with Daily Race A. I have an issue where I don't race it much because sometimes I feel like when your driver rating's not on the line, it kind of takes away from it's a little less stressful. And I don't know why, but I kind of sometimes enjoy that stressful feeling of racing when everything's on the line. But at the same time, it's such a chill race. And this one happens to be a good race. Sometimes, you know, some of these daily race A's are just like meme races and they're just ridiculous. But this is actually a pretty cool, fun race with a fun car to try to kind of control. And if you drive with some other, you know, good drivers, it can be a lot of fun. But for you guys, if you guys don't race online and you're playing GT7, I definitely say hop into daily race A to start, because you won't have to worry about your driver rating and all of that. And it's just kind of good to get a feeling. And guys just don't take it as serious as the other daily race B and C races that count for their driver rating. So, you know, you can make mistakes without really stressing people out. You can this is a good place to test out things. It's also, like I said, it's a good place to race with drivers of different levels. So even if you're like a low level, I'm taking that a little wide, I have to really slam on my brakes to slow my car down there. Just, you know, again, just broke a little too late. The car wouldn't stop and couldn't turn it. But the good thing, you know, if you're starting out, the good thing about something like this is you also get to race with good drivers. So there's lower driver rated drivers here, right? Getting to race with A drivers, and you're never going to get that opportunity if you're like a C or something lower to race with A drivers in a daily race B or C. So you can kind of see and see what it's like to race against, you know, faster, better drivers in this race. So we are coming lap 5 of 6 in P7 out of 11. And again, we're not stressing here of places. So there's no big deal if I finish 7th, if I finish 6th, if I finish 15th. Really your main concern when you're in daily A is your safety rating. So you want to drive safely. And again, you're racing against cars of all different skill level. And as P6 right there is just kind of all over the place, going into the wall. And we're going to try to take a pass right here and move into P6. But you want to kind of just this is just good to practice safe driving with all different drivers. Fun race. I wish daily race A did keep good races always going. Don't give us like the really weird, strange cars on a strange track. I would like to kind of see repeated tracks and you know, different car types, so people just get used to tracks and racing different cars on it, which would be cool. So I'm not against daily race A, but it felt good to just be back. Like I said, the whole thing was, you know, I took like a month off from sim racing, so it is just good to get back. And once you get back into it, you're like, you know, hours just pass by and you're like, all right, I just raced for a couple hours, and it was like time just flies. That's what happens when you sim race. Like, you know, especially when you're in VR, you're removed from the world, you're in the car, and you just don't realize how much time flies, which I guess, you know, I spent so much time once I'm into it that you know, hours and hours just go by. So, you know, sometimes I need that break. Hopefully you guys can understand that and appreciate it, and hopefully you guys also, you know, take the breaks that you need. If you enjoyed the video, thumb it up, subscribe. We'll catch you on the next one. We out of here. Peace.